Hoi hoi, welcome to Transfixed, the channel that is a real American disappointment. This is going to be a bit of a downer and a bit of a rant, I'm afraid. I finally got the Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow 2-pack here, the O-Ring reissue figures. I was really excited about these. So a bit of background. I was over the moon when I heard that Hasbro was making 6-inch figures. I was over the moon when I heard they're doing a retro line, which turned out to be more anniversary style figures. But later on, we did get the O-rings that we were expecting. Although I do mostly Transformers collecting these days, mostly Transformers videos, in my childhood, G.I. Joe was number one for me. I was all about G.I. Joe. I played with those toys all the time. I read all the Marvel comics. I've got the complete collection. Transformers was great, and He-Man was great, all that stuff. But those were all secondary to my G.I. Joe collecting. I had way more G.I. Joes, spent a lot more time with it. So, the reason I collect Transformers these days is because it was such a big improvement. The Transformers we're getting today are what we wanted as kids, right? I mean, they were charming and they were quality, but they just transformed into bricks that just stood there. You couldn't really do much with them. Most of them weren't very articulated, some were. But G.I. Joe was a technical advance. We had Star Wars figures that just had the 5 points of articulation. G.I. Joe, what made it fun was the character that was infused with it, of course, but also the articulation. You could bend them at the elbows, you could bend them at the knees, you could swivel the elbows after the first series. All of this stuff you couldn't do with Star Wars. So I set Star Wars aside for the most part when G.I. Joe came along, because this was an upgrade. And that's why I don't understand what Super 7 is doing these days with those reaction figures, but that's another story. For years, Hasbro was telling us they can't do O-rings, they don't have the molds, whatever reason, they didn't want to do it. But here they are. Now we have them. So this is the first set. I did buy a set of these. I also backed the Sky Striker, and I don't know. I have a bit of second thoughts about that now, because what I got is not what I was expecting. And yeah, you may call me negative. You may say that there's no pleasing people like me. But what we got here is just not up to par. I'm sorry. I'll just go through this. It came in a shipping box, 2 shipping boxes. One that was the same size as this, and then a larger one, so that's nice. And then when you open this up, the 2 carded figures are inside, and for some reason there's this extra little box that's just taped on the bottom. It's a completely separate box. When you open this up, it has the extra accessories wrapped up in a piece of tissue paper and tape. So inside of here, I haven't opened this yet, but I kind of peeked. These are the extras. So in here we have a stand, some soft nunchakus for Storm Shadow, and another set of nunchakus, and I thought there was a sword in here. Isn't there? What happened to the sword? Is there another one? Oh, there's another one. This is the one for Snake Eyes then, I guess. So here's Snake Eyes' figure stand, and a bunch of accessories. Let me stop crinkling. A bunch of accessories that don't belong with this figure. There is a bent sword here that comes with the 19... it also has a 3-section staff, but that's not included with this one. This seems to be a softer plastic than the original. And an extra little Uzi submachine gun here. Now, let's look at the actual figures themselves. Of course, these are including the accessories that they're supposed to. In Storm Shadow's case, we have a bubble that is larger than the original. It's deeper anyway. At least it's not the big one that goes all the way to the top like the retro series. That is just... I don't understand that. And they're doing the same with the vintage carded 6-inch classified figures. The bubble goes all the way up here and there's a bunch of wasted space. I don't understand it. Anyways, these are... well, let's talk about them. All the accessories are in there. Actually, maybe the nunchakus are not in... Oh, I see. I see. So in there is the backpack, the bow, the 2 swords, and it should have one of these in the package. I guess they're packaged separately. So they give you 2, which is nice, but they're not in the bubble. I don't know why. And then this Snake Eyes here, this is the original version 1 Snake Eyes. Well, 1.5, I guess. It has a swivel arm, but it's the original Commando design. So he's got an Uzi there, and then he comes with an extra Uzi here, which is the same one. And then his little satchel charge there, I believe that is. Now, these cards are the first thing that really disappointed me. again, let me back up a little bit, please. When I heard about these figures coming out and the classified figures, I was so excited. I was almost jumping up and down. I was so excited. It was one of the best toy collecting news pieces I've heard in a long time. And I actually immediately started clearing shelf space. This is even over a year ago when I was in a different house and everything. I started clearing off a shelf, making room, because I thought I was going to have all these figures that look like the original but scaled up to 6 inch, and I thought I was also maybe going to get these O-ring figures, and I'll get to buy these again brand new. And I thought I was going to be broke and run out of space, but now I'm really questioning whether I want to collect G.I. Joe at all. I mean, one of the problems is they have a whole bunch of different lines. So there's classified, the retro I guess is going away, there's the O-rings, they're back now again, which yes, we asked for, but we also have the Super 7 Ultimates figures, which are 7-inch figures that are inspired by the cartoon. Those are great too. I don't know which ones to collect. Do I want those? Do I want the classified? Do I want these? Classified at least is course correcting. I know they started off with the Fortnite style figures. Now they're going back to more the original designs from the well, I shouldn't say original, because yes, I know there's 12-inch G.I. Joes, but you know, the Real American Hero 1980s series is what was really the moneymaker. And anyway, so you know, and clearly this is aimed at the adult collector who wants to have that hit of nostalgia, but I just think they've dropped the ball here. It's just, this is not really what we've come to expect, and it's not just Hasbro, because Hasbro can do better than this. It's the G.I. Joe team, and I'm sorry, I know I'm never going to get any you know, shout outs from Hasbro or anything like that, because I'm not a cheerleader for the brand. So, you know, but I have to tell the truth here. I just don't think this is good enough. This is a $40 US package. That means that each of these figures is $20. Now, I know there's inflation, but we're going to look into that and see if this is really a good value. But before I do that, I want to show a comparison to something that is a good value. All right, let's set Snake Eyes aside here for a moment. I'll probably open up at least one of these so I can show them, but let's start with the package, because this is the first presentation you get. These were kind of warped right out of the box. So when you pull them out of the box, they're like this. And I just set these on my desk overnight. I set this one like this and this Storm Shadow on top like that, thinking gravity would straighten it out, but the curl got worse. This is how I found the card today. This was upside down, just like this. This is how it was on my desk. This is what the card looks like today. This is so thin and flimsy. You can actually see the imprint of the bubble on the back. Do you see that? It's so thin. The back is just a mess. Okay, so we'll set Snake Eyes aside. Now, this, I did a video about this before, my recarding figures video. I recarded this figure on camera, and this is from Beggars Canyon Toys. They make reproduction cards. So this is an almost exact reproduction of the 1985. Anyway, this is a reproduction of the original card. Now, the colors will not be exact, but it is the same thick cardstock that I remember having as a kid. I don't have any original ones, unfortunately, but this is a US card. In Canada, we had the bilingual cards. Cobra Ninja, codename Storm Shadow, a list of all his, I was going to say ingredients, his accessories here. This is my childhood Storm Shadow with a sticker on it. You know, he's a bit faded, whatever. And on the back, here's cross sell, and this was brilliant. Here's all the other figures that you want to go and buy. And here is a file card that tells you about the character. And I don't get it. In the live streams, the team seems to have some sort of, they talk about storytelling. They have some sort of narrative with Cobra. I don't know what's going on. They don't tell us what the story is. They don't have anything on the website even. Sorry, I'm talking about classified figures with their symbols. Classified just has one piece of generic artwork on the back that's like a poster, and they don't really show the other figures. They don't show anything about the character at all, which has always been the strength of G.I. Joe. You are invested in this character because it's a character, not just some guy. Because, I mean, yeah, sure, as adults, you know, we're gonna pick up this and know who it is. But anyway, sorry. I'll try to stop to the tangents I go on. But here they are side by side, and this card is just, it's crap. Let's see if it's the same size. It's roughly the same size. So they've removed the border. They've changed how it's listed here. It just says Storm Shadow. It doesn't say what he is anymore. They've got no accessories listed on the side. They have the original Hasbro logo, sure. The original artwork. The lovely, I believe Hector Garita did all of these at the time. So they've reused that. I really don't like that they removed the border. And then here we go. I'm used to seeing the English and French because in Canada that's a law that you have to have bilingual packaging because we have two official languages. I know in the U.S. Everything looks cleaner because you only have one official language. And but now they've got all these other languages. So there's English, French. I believe that's I want to say German and Spanish, Portuguese, I'm not sure. And then on the back, they don't have room. Now, I'll be a bit forgiving here where all this stuff, maybe this is modern day legal packaging requirements. Perhaps they have to put all this stuff in here. I don't really understand why it has to be so multilingual because I don't think Hasbro even sells these things overseas. I believe they can only order these from Hasbro Pulse in the United States, and I think they do ship to the UK now. But I don't know if you can even buy it in all the countries that have these languages. Could that text not go in here? Every Transformer and G.I. Joe and Star Wars thing has this little slip included with a whole bunch of stuff in all the various languages. Can it not go here, or does it have to be on the outside of the package? Anyway, perhaps that's a legal thing. At least now we have a few other pictures. So we're getting a 2-pack Cobra Trooper and Officer, we're getting a 2-pack of Duke and Cobra Commander, and we have at least the highlights of his file card on here, but there's no room to put anything else, so because of all the other languages. Is there another way to do this? I don't know. I would like to think that maybe they could put a little slip inside, or a link to the website, perhaps. That's one thing I'd really like to see on a classified packaging is at least put a QR code you can scan, have a website where they have a file card. They're already written. Larry Hama did this work years ago. And again, this is my beef with this type of lazy production is because I feel like things should improve over time. That's generally how things go. People iterate and make things better, right? We went from 5-point of articulation to this. We went from 12-inch figures down to smaller figures. Well, that's more of a resource problem, but things get better over time. Paint gets better. And then I was going to bring in this anniversary figure here because we did have the 25th anniversary and the 30th and the 50th anniversary. So you can see they tried to make things better. Now, I actually don't really love these type of figures anymore. The proportions are weird and they're very hard to pose. They're not really a lot of fun to handle, in my opinion. But they made the effort. They tried to make it look like the original card. The card stock is thick. This is actually cardboard, not paper. So that's nice. This has got some quality into it. And they haven't dramatically altered the package. Where did I buy this? I guess this is a US one. It's only English on here. They have a file card on it. This wasn't that long ago that this was on the shelf. What happened? This isn't my favorite Storm Shadow figure, but at least it's proper, and the bubble's glued onto a nice, thick, beefy card. And now we have this, which costs more. These were going for about $12 at the time, I think. Now it's up to 20. Yeah, again, I know things get more expensive over time. Why does the bubble have to be thicker? I don't know. Why did they not package all of the accessories in here? Why is this kind of already almost peeling off? Look at this. I have not opened this package, but I could tell this is flimsy, and I just put my hand on it and look. That's unacceptable. Look how loose that is. It's just falling right off. It's a good thing I want to open this. This one is probably just the same. If I bend it a bit, I don't know. I haven't decided if I want to open Snake Eyes, but that is not acceptable for a $40 set. The figure is a bit different, by the way. I believe they painted the rivets, used different rivets. Now, the eyes are definitely different. The eyes are a lot smaller. For Snake Eyes, it's weird. He's got this sort of matte finish. They may have painted the entire figure. I don't know. I'll have to look at that later. Snake Eyes has like glossy forearms and glossy shoulders and matte the rest of his body. The waist piece is less thick than the original piece, but there's more detail. You can see, like, if you compare the resolution of the grenade and the little knife on him there, and the collar, you'll see on the original figure it's a bit more fuzzy, I guess. It's not quite as defined, and I think they've had to, I don't know if they scanned a figure, if they just designed these from the ground up. They're close. I don't know why Snake Eyes looks a lot smaller too. I never had this version as a kid, so I can't really speak to that. But again, what I'm talking about is just the lack of quality and presentation. This card is not acceptable. I think I want to love this. I was excited. I was thrilled, and I was going to buy a bunch of these. I could hang them up in the card, or I'd open them up and relive my childhood and share this with my kids and really enjoy it. But I'm sorry, but it's just not good enough. we see that they can do it right here. The GI Joe team is just not up to snuff. And Hasbro is producing better stuff than this now. You can buy Marvel Legends on the retro. I mean, they bought Toy Biz and just regurgitate the Toy Biz product again. Now they have nice 6-inch figures that they put on the Toy Biz style cards. They are thick cards. They are actually like embedded. I think they have the bubble that actually goes in between the layers on those ones. The Star Wars figures, well, they come in boxes, but they do have like the vintage collection and the 6-inch the Black Series figure with the sort of vintage style cards. So yeah, when they regurgitate the Kenner stuff and the Toy Biz stuff, it's nice quality. At least the card stock is thick. I think the Marvel Legends is very good. I think they know what they're doing. I don't like how they have waves of mixed up characters, like some are comic, some are movie, blah blah blah. But in general, they're doing a lot better than the Hasbro team was doing. And again, they had this figured out in 1984, 1983, 1982 even. They were doing this right, and that's why it was successful. Now let's talk about the value. I'm gonna have to do some conversion here. So what I have here is the 1986 Sears catalog, so we can find some prices in here. These are great. I love having these catalogs. This is just a window back in time. So let's find the G.I. Joe page in here. Pass the toys. Where's the toys? Here we go. Here's Transformers. Transformers are always more expensive than G.I. Joe's. We got Mask, Thundercats, GoBots, video games. We've gone... Okay. Well, now we're into the girl stuff. What is going on? Where's the G.I. Joe? Here we go. I don't know how I missed that. Alright. So, let's take a look. This is how we can get some prices. So in 1986, in Canada, we had to pay... It was $4.99 per figure, or you could get 2 for $9. Now let's jump ahead to 1987 and see if the price has gone up. Okay, here we are in 1987. Alright, so it looks like in 1987 the price actually went down. There were $4.50 per figure. Although you're stuck with Crystal Ball and Sneak Peek, right? So $4.50 or $5 back in the day, and let's see what that converts to. Alright, so I've got the Bank of Canada currency calculator here. So $5 in 1986 would cost $10.78 in 2021. It doesn't go up to 2022 because it hasn't happened yet. So let's round up $11. Although in 1987 it was $4.50, wasn't it? $4.49, I guess. So we'll say 1987 would be $9.31 in 2021. Those two figures cost me $40, which is obviously $20 each, US. Now, what's US $20? As of recording, $20 US is 25.37 Canadian. So accounting for inflation, they've doubled the price, more than double, 2.5 times. This is $25 per figure Canadian, where it used to be $4 or $5, should cost around 10, but they're charging 25 per figure. Now I understand there could be other factors at play here. There could be problems sourcing oil for plastic. There could be other supply chain issues and things like that. But 2.5 times on top of the rate of inflation, and what we get as a result is not as good as 1985. It is not as good. In 2022, we're getting a product that is inferior to a product from 30 years ago, product from 1985 or 1982. It's not acceptable. Hasbro team, this is not acceptable. It is not up to par. You either need to lower your prices or preferably increase your quality. I mean, a fan like me who's been collecting G.I. Joe since childhood, I've been there from the start. I've seen what you can do. And to put this out today in 2021 or 2022 is insulting. And I will not be buying any more of this crap. I hope that they improve their quality. I would love to be a customer of Hasbro. Yeah, I mean, I'm still going to buy Transformers because at least they try. I don't think it's acceptable that they can't put out this today. They put out this. Maybe the figure's okay, but I'd rather rip this figure off the card and put it on a Beggar's Canyon reproduction card. This is insulting to me as a customer. I expect better quality for the amount of money that they are charging, especially as a customer since childhood, like almost my whole life. I used to spend all my allowance on G.I. Joe figures. I don't think that they should be putting out this kind of stuff. Now, they're not going to listen to someone like me. All I can do is choose not to buy any more of these things. Unfortunately, I mean, Hasbro is still going to get my money because I like what they're doing with Transformers. The reason I collect it, because look, I mean, this was put out a couple years ago. When Hasbro does Transformers reissue, I'm really glad they went back to these boxes. I had no interest in reissue Transformers when they had the new boxes, but when they went back to these boxes, oh yeah, I'm there. I'll buy them all. It's slightly thinner cardboard than the original, I think, but you know, it's folded over here. They listened to the feedback too. Like I think these square corners got rounded off like the original after some time. They listened to that feedback. But this is, I mean, this is just a lot better. This is what I expect. I expect to be as close as you can possibly do today. Now, and it's just got English and French on this package. There's no mess of all those other languages. It's, I don't mean to be insulting. There's nothing wrong with, you know, having things made for an international market. It's just that they're too cheap to change the package, I guess. And they're just trying to cut corners wherever they can. This, I feel, is worth the money. They're a little bit steep, yes. I wish they weren't quite as expensive as they are. But I do feel better. At least I've bought something that's of good quality, so I don't really regret the purchase like I do with this. So I think that they should take some people from the Marvel Legends or the Transformers team, put them in the Hasbro team. I don't know. Again, I know I'm not ever going to get any recognition on this channel from Hasbro or anything like that, but I have to be honest. I don't think they're doing a good enough job. Now that may be management that's cutting the budget. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is in the G.I. Joe house, but it's just purely as a customer, it is not good enough. They need to improve things on the G.I. Joe side and bring it up to par with the other things that they're putting out. Anyway, that's the end of my rant for tonight. I expect a lot of flack from this, but that's okay. I just wanted to get this off of my chest. So thanks for watching. And remember, we can fix what has broke.